Bills to our left as Dan Reeves in his 11th season in Denver. And what a comeback effort that he has orchestrated this year. Marv Levy at age 63 with an opportunity, he feels, to win that elusive Super Bowl. And the home crowd will be a factor as it seems to accelerate in importance as you move through the playoff period. Only 4 teams of 20 have won on the road in the championship. Al Edwards of North Carolina State. And he's drilled at the 29-yard line by Randy Robbins of Denver. Jim Kelly, who finished second to his teammate Thurman Thomas for the most valuable player in the NFL. Will Wolford, Jim Richer, Kent Hull. Watch Mitch Farrat. He is the reserve, playing for an injured Parker, and Ballard, a giant, at right tackle. Kelly has Thurman Thomas, and then Don Beebe, James Lofton, Andre Reed, 3 wide receivers in that hurry-up offense. Keith McKellar goes out when they try 4 wide, and Edwards, who just returned the kickoff, replaces him. First play of the game is to James Lofton, off his fingertips, incomplete.
They came out with 4 wide receivers that time and started throwing. Remember, they told us they were going to run.
Simon Fletcher, Ron Holmes, Pro Bowler Carl Mecklenburg, and rookie Kenny Walker in the front 4 as they go to a 4-2-5 alignment against that quick offense. And there's the rest of the defense. Of course, the pressure on those defensive backs. And Kelly, hit from the blind side, is charging through with Simon Fletcher. Fletcher, who led the Broncos in sacks again this year, as he has for 4 consecutive years. He had 13.5.
Well, Fletcher, coming from the right side, typically he's on the left side, was totally unblocked. They did not account for him on the outside. Apparently, Wolford thought he had somebody inside he had to block down on. Completely unblocked.
So 3rd and long, and a draw to Thurman Thomas, who struggles to gain his balance and falls at the 23. And the Denver Broncos, who had the top defense in the AFC this year, show it in the first series of downs.
Well, in that skirmish, it was all the Broncos. They kept the pressure on from the standpoint of coverage down the field and the sack itself, and then they took apart the draw play that typically Thomas will get 6 to 8 yards on 3rd down with. So that first skirmish has to be all Denver.
Chris Moore, who grew up in Thompson, Georgia, the hometown of Ray Guy, one of the finalists for the Hall of Fame this year. Moore to punt it, averaged 38.6 on the season. At the other end is Vance Johnson at the 32. Has an opening and returns to the 45-yard line. So John Elway and the Bronco offense take over in good field position after a 45-yard punt. 13 on the return. And here's the mastermind of last week's great comeback, and Davidson, Farrell, 2 Widells, and Lanier will block for him. In the backfield, Steve Sewell, all-purpose. Gaston Green, a 1,000-yard rusher in his first season in Denver. Michael Young, the leading Bronco receiver. Rookie Derek Russell, tight end Clarence Kay, and Vance Johnson joins the cast when they go to 3 wideouts. And the crowd going to make it tough on Elway. Give to Green. And Green, former UCLA star, a pickup of 3. Shane Conlon made the tackle. He led the Buffalo in tackles on the season. Leon Seals, Jeff Wright back from injury, Bruce Smith on 1 bad knee, with Bennett brilliant last week. Cornelius Bennett, Shane Conlon, Carlton Bailey, and Darryl Talley are the linebackers for the Bills. Kirby Jackson had a couple of interceptions last week against Kansas City. Odom, Smith, and Kelso, joined by Hicks and Williams in the nickel defense.
Well, Gaston Green on this surface can be devastating, and he can be a major factor. It's very fast, and he's very elusive.
Elway's first throw. Great protection, and he completes his pass to Shannon Sharp, a tight end at the 40 of Buffalo, that quiets this crowd for a moment. First down, Broncos.
No pass rush whatsoever. Now, I'm sure Buffalo is looking right now for the run, but Smith is taken apart, and inside, Bennett came inside, and he was collapsed inside. So thus far, very briefly, Denver is in this ball game. It's really good to see. If they can move the ball in the first quarter, in the first half, we're going to have a great game on our hands.
Fumble as Elway falls on it, but it appeared that a bill had jumped into the offensive line. May have been Braun offside.
Now, Denver, Dick, is trying to work a snap count, a snap count without really saying much other than the word set, and then the ball being snapped. They feel that the sound factor can really disrupt a cadence, so it's a silent snap count related to timing by the offensive line.
Penalty against Denver for illegal procedure.
Ball start on the center. Double jerk on the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Dave Wydell had hoped that he could turn the ball just slightly before snapping it, and his offensive lineman would see it. Then when he'd move the ball into position to snap it, they know the snap count would be silent, but coming very quickly. So that has, in a sense, stopped an effect that Denver needed to try to keep continuity in their offense.
On 1st and 15, Elway eludes the blitz of Smith and throws incomplete. Wide open in the center of the field was Vance Johnson, but Elway hurrying and throwing against his body.
Well, the boot pass, we've seen it every week. Denver's famous with Elway coming out after faking left, coming out right. But virtually everybody in the league now has shut that play down. It's been very popular for 3 or 4 years. But you can see a good statistic. On the road, Elway's taken most of his sacks, and is primarily because of crowd noise and his offensive line being unable to get on track as they'd like to protect Elway. So that's a problem, and this noise is engulfing everybody.
Under center, 2nd and 15. The give is to Steve Sewell, who gets the 5 yards back. They lost on the penalty, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Carlton Bailey and Leonard Smith make the tackles.
Steve Sewell will be in the lineup on any passing down. He's having his best year. A guy out of Reardon High School in San Francisco, played at Oklahoma. Excellent 3rd down football player. Fine receiver, and excellent with the trap or the draw.
Elway tries it from the shotgun.
Now this is the test, and the crowd is on their feet.
Especially tough on those tackles. Elway down the middle. It's deflected and dropped by Kelso. Mark Kelso had it flopped right into his lap, unable to pull it in.
Mark Jackson was uncovered and wide open. And Kelso got almost lucky to get the interception.
Clifford Hicks, the man who seemed to deflect the pass, number 27.
You'll see the snap count in the ball being put in the air. Atwater blitz. There it is, right there.
Clifford Hicks, number 27.
If you bring enough people, Dick, somebody's going to be unblocked. And Elway will figure that out from the standpoint who it will be from down to down.
Mike Moran aiming for that coffin corner, and he catches it. How good was the kick? They mark it at the 10-11. They're still going with it. Quarter, the first, but as we have seen, especially powerful from there on, and they're scoring by quarter on the season, and slow last week early against Kansas City.
Well, I'll tell you another thing, Dick. Early on, Kelly's calling his own plays, and a year ago he was scoring early, but now he's deciphering, in a sense, and figuring out the defense as he goes along. It takes him 2 or 3 series to get it done. But now here against Denver, just fair to average stats. Denver does play good defense. Elway's got the big name and the Denver offense, but this Denver defense, with Wade Phillips as the director of it, has done a beautiful job all year. Much improved.
And defending Kelly in history of the 3 games. Up the middle goes Thurman Thomas, the outstanding player from scrimmage in the National Football League the last 3 years, leading with his yardage compiled as a receiver and rusher, and another powerful season for this 4th year back from Oklahoma State.
And there they are again, right at the line of scrimmage, giving Denver no breathing room.
And 2nd down, it's Thomas again drawing the crowd, and short yardage out to about the 18-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 4.
two number. There's Wade Phillips, and he is now signaling, and hopefully most of his players see that signal. But again, Mecklenburg will call it out, as will Dennis Smith, to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Here comes a blitz from the outside.
Dennis Smith doesn't get there, and the pass incomplete to Don Beebe. Beebe covered by Charles Dimry. So 3 and out again.
Dennis Smith timed it perfectly. He snuck up, and was on the line of scrimmage when the ball snapped, totally unblocked. Now, that hit is questionable. You just shouldn't have that going on in the NFL. But he's got to do the damage whenever he gets a chance. Two people to watch for, Dick. Number 27, Steve Atwater. 49, Dennis Smith. Whenever the Bills have the ball, the two safety men are the key to the Denver defense.
Chris Moore kicking with the wind at his back. Vance Johnson deep in Denver territory. This is another beautiful spiral. Johnson at the 36-yard line. Breaks one tackle of Henry Jones and is out to the 49. So Denver again starts near midfield. No score. First quarter, 10 minutes to go. Magnificent Niagara Falls, some 25 miles as the crow flies from Rich Stadium, where the Denver Broncos scoreless here in the first period. Denver now with its second possession. Buffalo unable to make a first down in its first two. A little delay, and drilled in the backfield was Caston Green by Cornelius Bennett.
Bennett is unblocked. He moves so quickly that Sharp cannot stay with him. Now, this guy, Dick, I've seen a lot of football players in my career, and I'm sure Bill Parcells is watching the same thing. Cornelius Bennett is as quick as a man has ever been playing that position. He can start outside and end up inside, and an accomplished blocker isn't quick enough to respond. He's at his very best right now.
He whipped Shannon Sharp easily on that play for a loss of 4. Second and 14. Elway downfield. Incomplete to Sharp, who was open, and I believe a flag has gone down.
You get one chance during the game with a play like that. The next time it's run, it will be covered. You just get one shot, and Elway overthrew it. Now, maybe there may be a penalty involved with it, an infraction, but the play itself, those special plays, you hold up and you time it, you call it at just the right time, then you overthrow, and the play's wasted.
No flag. Apparently they picked it up. 3rd and 14. Here they come. Elway dumps it off complete to Sewell. Breaks one tackle. Now in the clear at the 40. And hit from behind at the 34-yard line by Leonard Smith. First down, Denver.
A well-timed screen play again to Sewell is very, very well done. Really, in this particular case, as we get a look at it, the blockers really don't get there. Now, you see the blockers come out a little bit late, but Sewell will have to make people miss. But he gets a full blitz, and outside Sewell comes. Really, the coverage is way over here, so Sewell has a lot of room to run. Every time you blitz in a championship game, you're taking a chance on ending the season right there. These teams are all too good to take on much blitzing.
First down at the 34, and hit as soon as he takes the handoff is Green again as Darryl Talley and others in on the stop. 56 Talley on his way to the Pro Bowl.
Talley unblocked coming from the outside. You'll see him right in front of him. He angles down inside. Now, you typically don't expect an outside linebacker to be willing to start up the field and angle right down along the line of scrimmage. When you see that, the coaches upstairs are looking for a bootleg, a quarterback keep, something that fakes inside and then gets the quarterback outside on Talley.
2nd and 11, Dan Reeves in his 42nd playoff game as a player, assistant coach, and head coach. And trying to get to his 9th Super Bowl. Leon Seals, number 96.
They're going to have to run, unfortunately, at Bruce Smith and at Talley. To the right side, they've got Cornelius Bennett sitting over there, and everybody's concerned about him. That time, Seals took Lanier apart. And so that side of the offensive line is going to have real problems. Go left, you've got a man that's hurting, just playing with heart in Bruce Smith.
Well, first down at the 34. The first play lost a yard. They lose 5 more on that one. 3rd and 16.
A drift pass to the outside.
Elway, lots of time.
Got to get rid of it.
And finally brought down by Jeff Wright.
Elway wanted to throw to his far left. He wanted to roll right, hold the ball, then throw far left, and he just took way too much time. Took too much time in trying to get it done.
Yeah, the coverage was terrific. Couldn't find an open white shirt.
Just couldn't get it done. But it was really his fault all the way. Just a little bit reckless holding the ball that long.
Clifford Hicks is deep as Horan sends an end-over-end punt. That takes a Buffalo bounce and still rolling in the Bills' favor out to the 24-yard line. 6:29 remaining in the first scoreless period. Denver's formula, last to first. Touchdown scored last year when they went 5 for 11, 32, and they scored 32 touchdowns this year. But all the Broncos will tell you, it's the defense that has gotten them into the playoffs. And look at that number, 43 scores allowed last year, but 22 this season.
There's such a marked difference from 5-11 to a championship game, and it's every one of the offensive players from Denver, to a man, will say it's our defense that made the difference.
Buffalo without a first down, had the ball for the 3rd time. And that's Tim Lucas as Thomas breaks that tackle and charges forward to the 28-yard line. Atwater and Smith, the 2 safety men, finally get Thompson down.
Lucas blitzed and again was unblocked. Nobody came near him. He's right in front of us. You see a clean shot. Now look at that man's balance. That's amazing. He can take a shot on the leg, keep his feet, good wide base, and keep moving.
Could have lost 2 game 4, flipped into the air, and wasn't intercepted by Cragen. A miraculous try, and it is Denver's ball. Greg Cragen caught that one like an outfielder.
Denver is really getting pushed. Ball coming right at us, and there's Cragen. Now, Cragen was stunning outside. Wasn't really a factor, but he was so quick in responding to what he saw. Bats the ball, turns around, and then the ball in the air. These are always a problem when that ball goes straight up in the air, that one of the linemen will find it.
Ron Holmes, number 90, deflected the ball, and Cragen, a 265-pound nose guard, able to make that basket catch. So the ball at the 29-yard line, the Broncos' first turnover. And here it is again. This is a miraculous play by a man. You expect this kind of agility and effort out of a defensive back, not a nose guard. Look at this. Almost blindly. How'd he even see it? Elway, the handoff to Green. And he's caught from behind by Cornelius Bennett. Now, if you want more evidence of the speed of this 238-pound linebacker, Bennett from the other side of the field catching Gaston Green.
Now, Bennett has that quickness and come right back down the line of scrimmage. But I must say, Denver's going where they should with a running game. They're running to their left, away from him. What they need to do is bring a wide receiver in tight or someone to control Bennett on the backside of the play, then run left.
Crushed at the 30. Cornelius Bennett again.
Well, people are blitzing, Dick, and I can't believe it. And both clubs are having problems with it. They must not expect this defensive tactic. Now, you see Bennett come to the inside. That was Seals who really made everything get started. But on that right side, I'm telling you, Lanier and Wydell are having their problems. But the blitzes are having an impact in this ball game. Sure, they should continue them. If you can get something out of them early, do it, but late it could mean your ball game. One big play.
Elway in trouble again, gets it away, incomplete. Intended for Green. Well covered by the Bills' Darryl Talley. Bruce Smith was the man putting pressure on Elway.
Boy, these are attacks. can get there before one of these great receivers can break open deep down the field. And what I think may be happening is that special plays designed just for this game, for the other team, and vice versa, have been attempted, and they've been running right into blitzes and blowing up right in the face of the quarterback.
47-yard attempt by David Treadwell into the wind. It is no good. Hook to the left. There is a flag on the play. And Buffalo cheers. It is against Denver, so undoubtedly declined. And that interception
Holding
by Cragen.
Number 88 on the offense. Penalty is declined. First down.
Does not produce any points. Buffalo denies with 4:41 left in the opener. With a last place schedule, many felt Denver had some soft spots in 1991 to account for their big comeback. But Buffalo, look, their opponents had a worse percentage of wins than Denver's. Vernon Thomas on first down, and the flags go down as Thomas tackled a yard shy of the line of scrimmage. Carl Mecklenburg, the veteran Pro Bowler, number 77, in on the stop.
Both these clubs are exploding defensively. The surface is just right for them. Good traction.
We have two
They can
fouls on the play,
concentrate.
both against the offense. Holding number 59 is declined. Holding number 51 is accepted. 10 yards, still first down.
So Mitch Farrat and Jim Richer, the two guards, both guilty, and they take the veteran Richards penalty, and it's 10 yards against Buffalo.
Carl Mecklenburg, playing inside now where he belongs as an inside linebacker, is a major force in this Denver defense, because when he attacks, he's big enough that he can take the guard apart, and he's quick enough to get there before the ball gets to his outside.
First and 20 for Kelly. To Lofton, complete at the 32-yard line. Charles Dimry up from a corner to make the tackle after a gain of 11.
The play was there. Now this is the best of football. Beautiful pattern by Lofton. The ball's thrown high, but look at the shots. Steve Atwater gets there just an instant late. Now that's the best of football. Beautiful execution offensively and defensively.
Draw to Thomas. And he pulls his way to the 37-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 3. Mecklenburg and Brooks in on the stop.
Well, we've gone most of a quarter, and Buffalo is yet to threaten. So Denver, you'd have to say at this point in the game, is sure as heck holding their own at least.
For the first down, and then they get it on a penalty as Kelly pulled back from center. We'll see whether Howard Ballard helped to draw the defense offside.
Prior to the snap, number 75, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
And when Ballard moves, the house does draw attention. He's 6'6" and 340.
Well, Ballard's got a problem because he's got Fletcher sitting over there on his side. Oh, it looks as though they're going to run a running play in the opposite direction. But they're moving Simon Fletcher around, and he is a devastating pass rusher. Got he's got 13 and a half sacks in regular season play.
One today. 3rd and 7. Kelly has the first down at the 41-yard line to the tight end, Keith McKellar.
Well, a week ago, McKellar was catching the ball and getting a chance to run. Now Kelly has to be perfect. He gets him the ball, and look, the instant he gets it, bang, from either side. He's got Atwater and Mecklenburg catching him just perfectly. In other words, you can't live on that play very long.
Here comes Thomas. He pushes outside, and he's into Denver territory at the 49-yard line.
Well, Thomas bounced a play that was designed to go inside, and he moves to the outside to make it work. And this is what concerned Denver, because as you'll see, you'll get a pulling guard, a pulling tackle. The play's designed to go in here, but watch it get to the outside. Everybody's responding to the blockers and failing to account for the great instincts that Thomas can show us.
It's 2nd and 1, and Thomas fighting for the yard and a first down. Mecklenburg and Warren Powers in on the stop.
Again, Thomas ready to bounce it. He sees all that trouble inside. Everybody's stacked up. He'll start jumping outside, and with that speed, he's going to be devastating. So the safety men or the perimeter defenders really have to be alert and not underestimate his ability to get out there and then outrun them to the sideline.
Close enough for a measurement at the 49. The 2:16 mark of this opening quarter. No score. And Buffalo another first down.
A good look at the two people we pointed out, Steve Atwater and Dennis Smith. Now you'll see this support right into the play almost immediately. Now watch Atwater come from that safety position and actually get to the line of scrimmage to make the stop. So these two big, powerful safeties of Denver are going to be all over the field today, and they're the guys that are going to take on Thomas.
Kenneth Davis gives Thomas a blow, and it's Davis with a carry. Protecting the ball as he drives for a couple up the middle. Mike Kroll, the brilliant rookie, back in for Denver. But it was Michael Brooks and Mecklenburg in on the stop. There's Kroll from Nebraska. He was the 4th player picked in the draft, and a solid one for the Broncos. He had 10 sacks, led all NFL rookies, and 4 forced fumbles to lead Denver. Very fast, 4.4 speed. A dump off to Davis. Guess who makes another tackle? Mecklenburg, his 5th of the game.
Now that was what we call a fast screen, in which Kelly will know that there'll be an unblocked man if he blitzes from the outside. And in this particular case, Kelly just demonstrated why he's a champion. He took the shot and threw the ball.
James Lofton is being attended on the near sideline, so Al Edwards, 85, in at his spot. Denver 44, batted in the air and almost caught by Farrat. Since it had been batted by a Denver player, he could have caught that ball and run with it, but his instinct was to drop it like a hot potato. And it is 4th down for Buffalo. Farrat, who has very long hair, he tucks his hair into his shoulder pads. Sampson.
Now you have to give a lot of credit to Wade Phillips' defense. These guys are penetrating, but they're keeping their eye on the quarterback. And Cragen, in this case, again times it and gets that hand up just at the right moment. So a combination of athletic ability, but the coaching itself and bringing that out of the players.
Chris Moore's 3rd punt, dying in the air and bounding to Carlton Bailey, who touches it at the 24. Denver begins from that spot. Boy, what a weekend on NBC Sports next Saturday and Sunday. And on Sunday, we have 3 treats for you. First, an NBA doubleheader. That's about as close as those two guys will get. Michael and Isaiah. And then it'll be Portland and Phoenix with Clyde the Glide against the brilliant Kevin Johnson of the Suns. And then the Bob Hope final round of that Desert Classic. Lofton apparently taking a blow in the nose. No score. Final minute, first quarter. Elway from his 24. A little draw. And that's Green showing his speed, and he was one player from a touchdown. It was Mark Kelso. If he gets by Kelso, he has the speed to go the distance.
Nobody was going to catch him. He was on his way. And Kelso, this is the free safety's job to make the clean tackle when he's one-on-one. You'll see Kelso come from the screen, moving his feet, keeping his head up, and grabbing something. He had to get a hold of something.
Green's longest run, 19 yards and a first down for Denver. So the Bronco offense has moved the ball, and their defense has been tougher than expected by the Buffalo fans as we come to the end of this first period. Elway guns complete, and it's Vance Johnson out of bounds at the Buffalo 48-yard line with 4 seconds left in the quarter.
That's all timing. Elway takes 5 steps, throws off his right foot. You'll see the crossover by Johnson, the ball there, and then Johnson using his skills to stay in bound before stepping out of bounds. But that's all timing, and that's the kind of thing you see these guys do year after year, training camp after training camp. If it's there, they take it.
Ball goes out of bounds. They wind the clock, and that is the end of the quarter as the Denver Broncos heighten hopes in Rocky Mountain country with their performance in the first. Welcome back to Western New York and Buffalo. It's the Orchard Park here as we pull into Rich Stadium. It's been home sweet home here for the Bills. They're 33-3. 36 games. They had a 17-game winning streak here until the Detroit overtime loss in the final game of the regular season. No score as Elway goes to work. First down, and it's Green. Little delay, and then he punches off the left side to the 43.
Well, both clubs really must respect each other. That time, Leonard Smith, the strong safety, tried to blitz from the outside. The play went the other way, but he was going to be there in any case. And so you can see him sneaking up and then blitzing, but of course the play is going to break to the other side. Now you see the fullback lead, and then the tailback followed it right inside. Green following his fullback inside.
They spotted at the 44. They bring linebackers again, and Green is hit after a yard pickup. And as they unpile, credit the tackle to Shane Patrick Conlon.
You don't know when, Dick, either team will finally relax and begin to execute. Both are so hyper at this point that the defenses are disrupting both offenses. There isn't any real continuity offensively by either club. At some point, you'd assume one club or the other is going to relax, settle down, and begin to execute.
Pretty even. Denver 48 total yards, Buffalo 43. Shotgun Elway on third down along 5, and he's got his man over the middle for a first down. It's Michael Young who caught 44 on the regular season to lead the Broncos. Now, Michael Young and Gaston Green, two former Los Angeles Rams who have found life in the Mile High City. Look at that, 3 years with the Rams. Gaston Green had only 451 yards. He had 1,000 this year. And down to the bottom, Michael Young, 4 years with the Rams, used sparingly, 35 catches. This year alone, 44.
They tease each other. Both sat together on the bench for the Rams. Watch the game for 60 minutes.
Elway off play action going deep for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Kirby Jackson, who had 2 last week, gets 1 today.
It just wasn't there. It just wasn't there. Jackson was right with this. Excellent technique. You see just a little bit of a weave by Johnson, but Jackson's inside his receiver in perfect position. Uh-oh, that may call for a replay.
Now they're going to have to review that one.
They're going to have to take a look.
The ball clearly hit the ground. We're going to stay here. We're not going to commercial. It appears here that Kirby Jackson did not catch this cleanly. He has it there, but as he comes out.
It comes out.
Definitely.
It comes out. And I'm sure they'll look at it.
With an interception, the play is being reviewed.
So if it is overruled, that would bring up a 4th down in punting position for Denver. Actually, they might rather have this interception. The ball's on the 2-yard line. You're not going to kick it much better than that.
They've got the field position they want.
Actually, the overrule might help Buffalo more than Denver. Kirby Jackson, meanwhile, celebrating, however briefly, his 3rd interception of the playoffs.
After further review, we have a reversal. The pass was incomplete. Still first down that way.
They'll get another chance. Excellent coverage. He just couldn't hold on to the ball. It was too much to ask. He had to twist his body all the way around and catch a football. But that previous play was a play pass designed to fool Jackson, and he was not fooled. He was in perfect position.
So 4th down and about 8. Well, they have a 4th down marker up. And a first down over here. Well, it can't be both, and it certainly isn't first down. Now, 3rd down is the call.
Yeah, he naturally gets the down over, of course.
incomplete pass, and it moves the yard 6 ahead. So that was a second down play. Excuse me. Second down. So now third down for Denver. So it indeed helps the Broncos, the reversal. Officials, after the confusion, they're going to meet and discuss upstairs to make sure that a down wasn't lost in the whole process.
So it was simply an incomplete pass, and he move it on. I don't know why they would have to discuss that.
Well, the first down and
For the placement of the ball.
Out, checking back. First down was the incomplete pass. They had just made a first down on the Michael Young pass. So now it is a second down. The first down was the incomplete pass.
There's the play fake. Now you'll see the ball being thrown down the field.
On the 36-yard line.
Should be second down.
10. At the 36-yard line. So the Broncos benefit from the reversal on the call. Kirby Jackson, who thought he had the interception at the 2, but the evidence was clear that the ball had hit the ground. And now Elway has it at the 36, and Dale Hamer, the referee, going to be absolutely certain of the down and the spot of the ball, which, of course, the review official can help him with in looking at our tapes.
Well, Elway had gone for it as planned on first down, and he got the wrong defense. But now people have to start thinking 3 points at this point in the game. Someone's going to have to get some points here pretty quick. So expect some rather conservative play calling to get in position for a field goal at this point.
Michael Young had caught the 8-yard pass for a first down that took the ball to the Buffalo 36-yard line, and on first down, the incomplete pass.
It'll be second down, 10.
And that is where we stand at the 36. Broncos have an intercepted pass, but missed on a 47-yard field goal. But they've moved the ball into Buffalo territory on most every possession.
Well, they're not going to let them play for a minute here. They must be talking about spotting the ball. That would be the only consideration.
The yardsticks are at the 37. I believe Young got to the 36. So they've lost a yard in the process. It's second and 10, but they lost a yard. Steve Sewell unable to wiggle free from the grasp of Leon Seals and Shane Conlon.
Again, both outside linebackers blitz. They played man-to-man defense. Both clubs are going after each other, and this surprises me in a game like this. But at this point, there isn't any score, so you can't argue with them.
As Seals and Conlon come out, Mike Lodish in to rush the passer, and an extra defensive back, Clifford Hicks.
Now, this noise is deafening, and no one could hear Elway if he talked.
He dumps it off to Sewell, who has one blocker, wiggles outside, and then meets a crowd of blue, shy of a first down at about the 31-yard line.
Now, that was a screen pass with a single offensive lineman coming down the line of scrimmage to be ready to block the man that was covering Sewell. But defensively, it was taken away totally.
On 4th and 4, Dan Reeves brings in two tight ends, a 31 of Buffalo.
Well, he must be very confident off looking at previous tapes with the play that he wants to use here. He must feel he can get it right here.
Full house backfield with Elway in the shotgun, and Buffalo calls time. May have had too many men on the field. You saw Mike Lodish come in very late, and Darryl Talley spends a timeout. It comes with 12:03 in a confusing second quarter. Surprising score in Buffalo. No score. 12:03 left in the first half. 4th down and 4. Dan Reeves going for it. Different personnel this time. He took out the tight ends and goes with a single back. Vance Johnson in motion. And offside, charges number 91, Jeff Wright. Was he drawn off?
They were preparing to blitz again. They were bringing extra people.
Coachman, number 91 of the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And Jeff Wright was going to attempt to clear the way for a blitzer to come inside him. You'll see him move right here. He was going to angle to the inside to allow a blitzer to come slipping right up into that hole, and didn't quite get there.
You see Clifford Hicks, 27, slipping in from the secondary to follow Wright, and a first down on the penalty that doesn't please Marv Levy. So that might even have been part of the design for Denver, figuring 4th and 4. Too long for a field goal. Treadwell's longest is 49. That would have been 48. And a punt. Well, let's see if we can get a penalty first down. And the Broncos work it to the 27.
Elway's going along to his linemen, each one of them telling them the play, the audible, and probably the snap count.
And the give straight ahead. Aston Green runs into Jeff Wright, 91.
That Wright is some football player. Gee, is he having a great year. He can really do everything. He's a good pass rusher, but he can handle the double team as typified in the NFL, in which 2 men will attempt to block him, then one of them leave to block the linebacker. He takes care of both of them and still holds his ground.
Injured in the first game of the regular season against Miami, missed the first half of the year, and part of the problem stopping the rush incurred by Buffalo. And this is Steve Sewell on that little swing pass, and Carlton Bailey finally rides him out of bounds, but not until Sewell gets to the 15-yard line.
Well, a play pass finally throwing to a back out of the backfield. You'll see Sewell, number 30, really avoiding people, trying to give the impression he's about to initiate a block and then releasing. Sewell is a great utility man in a sense, Dick. He can play outside as a flanker, which he's done in the past. He can be an excellent reverse man. He's a good blocker. He's been injury prone, but he's so versatile they use him in these kinds of situations.
First down outside the 15. Deepest penetration by either team, and it's Gaston Green getting 5 before Cornelius Bennett can get on his heels with help from the secondary. That was the 11th play of this Dan Reeves directed drive.
Doug Wydell and Sean Farrell are doing an excellent job as offensive guards inside. They're sustaining their blocks, and their position is excellent as they initiate the blocks, which gives the ball carrier somewhere to go.
The Wydells, only the 6th time in NFL history, brothers playing, in essence, the same position on the same team. Fumble Elway, and who's got it? Elway recovered himself.
Well, and you wonder whether Dave Wydell, playing now really for the first time this year, any length of time, in place of Keith Karts, whether that exchange is a good one. You see, Elway never had the ball. He came up with half a football.
But alert enough to be able to find it and scrape it into his body.
And Wydell has got Jeff Wright sitting right on his nose every play.
So the loss back to the 16-yard line, 3rd and 10 and a half.
Now the linemen are exchanging with each other. That's the only possible communication.
Elway sacked as he's tripped up from behind. It appeared to be Bruce Smith. And how long it's been for Smith. He had only 1.5 sacks this year. Injured with that bad knee. Just got a piece of Elway from the backside.
Well, you'll see Smith coming upfield and Elway not stepping forward to avoid him. And so Elway spoke to us last night about he knows he has to step forward. You see the people on the outside, and Elway was so involved down the field that he lost track of Smith, and that's amazing that Smith can get that done with that knee problem.
That makes it a 42-yard field goal attempt by Treadwell with the wind. It is no good. Hit the upright. Temperature in the low 40s as we look down from our helicopter. These aerial photos brought to you courtesy of Pennzoil Motor Oil. Missed field goal, and Kelly starts from his 25. Downfield to Lofton, incomplete, almost intercepted. Broken up by Wyman Henderson, and Steve Atwater, 27, had his hands on it.
Well, I haven't, and I know you haven't either, Dick, seen every Buffalo game this year. But this is by far the most competition I've seen them get. Remember a year ago, the Raider game here, and Kansas City. Well, this is a head-to-head ball game. Denver's not conceding an inch.
Well, the Bears gave him trouble early, but Buffalo at the half taking charge, and then one easily in the second half. Nothing much there for Thurman Thomas. I'd like to go back to the David Treadwell missed field goal that hit the upright. Denver had driven to the 11-yard line, fairly easy field goal range, but remember the fumble lost 5 on the snap, and then Bruce Smith's sack was another 8, so they kicked with a line of scrimmage to 24, which made it a 42-yard field goal instead of a 28-yard field goal. On third down, Kelly, incomplete, no one there. And again, Kelly and the offense for Buffalo unable to move against this Denver defense.
Well, how many times this year have we done broadcasts and reminded the viewers of the quarterback's sack on third down that cost a team a field goal? So many times.
Kelly now 3 for 9. One interception.
With an interception, right.
Moore to punt. Vance Johnson back at the 28 of Denver.
Well, Denver has to be heartened. People in Denver watching the game, but more importantly, the Denver team. They now know they can play right there head-to-head with Buffalo.
Johnson on the run at the 40. And returns to the 50-yard line. Short punt, well played by Vance Johnson. 33-yard kick, 10 on the return. Hyman. Back at beautiful Rich Stadium, where the Bills set another record as the most attended team, home team, close to 80,000 average on the regular season. From midfield, no score. It's Elway going to work again. A middle screen to Sewell at the 45-40. And he is inside the 25-yard line. Good
Beautiful job up inside. Beautiful screen. All 3 inside people were right on the money as far as their blocking, the timing. This is the kind of thing. You'll see all 3 of these people inside release late. Elway's going to draw people toward them. You see Sewell actually block a man. Now you see each one of them is assigned a given defender. They all know just where they're going. And Sewell is proving to be a critical factor in this ballgame.
And again to the 24 of 26 yards. And field goal range again. Sewell drilled by Bennett. Cornelius Bennett. I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Bennett has never received a game ball in all of his career here at Buffalo.
Well,
that's hard to believe.
An NBC ball. Look at this. He comes right in underneath a tight end who wanted to block him. Now, I can't figure it out. First time in many years I've seen a championship game where both clubs are selling out, blitzing on defense, and the lack of respect for the outside receivers. They're out there one-on-one, and they're not getting the ball to them.
Bennett, however, was lauded by his coach last week as there's a reverse to Vance Johnson, and that didn't fool anyone, especially Cornelius Bennett chasing him across the field. Levy on Monday said he called up Bennett, and Praiskin said in his 5 years he's never seen anyone play any better than Bennett did against Kansas City.
Bennett's game has totally changed since Jeff Wright and Bruce Smith were injured earlier. Bennett had to pick up all the slack. They moved him inside on occasion and exchanged him with Conlon, made him an inside linebacker. He had to work on his pass rush techniques. He's so much different a ball player now than he was a year ago.
Third and long. 6 minutes plus left in the first half. No score. Elway shotgun. A draw for Elway. And look at Elway inside the 20 to the 19 won't be enough. That'll leave him 5 yards shy of a first down, but puts Treadwell closer for the field goal upcoming. The
Reeves wanted the 3 points, Dick. Dan Reeves wanted to get on that scoreboard. That was the safest play he could run. He knew he'd get part of it at least, and maybe get a little bit lucky and get the first down. But now they're in the middle of the field, excellent position to get themselves at least on the board.
37 yards this time, the shortest of the 3 attempts. It's to the right again and hit the upright again. Oh, my!
The same kick.
What are the odds on a man able to hit 2 in a row, hit the upright? Well, Buffalo loves it, as Treadwell has missed now from 47, 42, and this heartbreaker from 37.
Well, he's not going to get many more chances.
In a game where
sooner or later, the Bills are going to come alive.
Buffalo with only 2 first downs. They had 29 against Kansas City last week. Looks like a procedure penalty there. A flag down. It goes to Beebe. And the little guy from Savin State with his first catch pays for it. Looked as if there was movement on the right side of the Buffalo line.
Well, we assumed that the offensive line of Denver would have problems because of crowd noise. I doubt that it's crowd noise affecting Buffalo, but in this particular case, that kills them.
Offense, the right end, moved.
So instead of a gain of about 8, a 5-yard penalty, someone lined on that right side leaned forward on the snap. And Treadwell being consoled on the Bronco sidelines, as we have seen Scott Norwood, the Buffalo kicker, receiving that treatment out at the Raiders, remember, where the Buffalo Bills came from well behind, and Norwood finally kicked one in overtime to win it at the Coliseum. Kelly on 1st and 15, under pressure and incomplete. Atwater drew a shot. Lofton. Atwater coming up and timing his hit.
We talked about the safeties, and are they playing? Now, they can get burnt sooner or later behind them, but Steve Atwater, number 27, in a zone defense. Look at him attack James Lofton. Timed it perfectly. And those are the patterns that have really been hurting opponents. Buffalo on shallow crosses, taking people apart. They haven't done it yet today.
On 2nd and 15 toward the sidelines to Lofton, but again, Atwater was there in the short zone, so Kelly had to loft it high over his head, and therefore high out of bounds.
Well, that was not a good throw.
Atwater
he did get his deep out.
As you see, the son of Bum, Wade Phillips, signal in the defense. Atwater and Smith, both these safeties go to the Pro Bowl this year. There's a lot of good ones at that position, but this is the best pair.
Wade Phillips, by the way, has turned into one of the great technicians in the game of football.
3rd and 15, a screen to Thomas, and some blockers. But then the defense closes in at the 20-yard line. A gain of only 5. Wyman Henderson, number 24, first to get there, and Buffalo will punt again.
Greg Cragen, out of the nose position, felt the lineman leaving on the screen, and he went right out there with him. He was waiting right with them. And that's the toughest thing about the screen pass. Defensive linemen can recognize the pass techniques on a screen, and they can go right out with the lineman as they leave.
Broncos out playing. Highly favored Buffalo thus far in the half, but still no score as Vance Johnson waits at midfield. Moore sends a beauty. Fair catch. Johnson back at the 31-yard line. A terrific kick of 49 yards. No return. Off in the distance, Lake Erie. So look at the first 5 possessions for the Broncos. A couple of punts, and then they had 3 chances to score. But misses from Treadwell's foot of 47, 42, and 37 yards. Now they begin from their 32-yard line. Denver's compiled 8 first downs to Buffalo's 2. Holloway, a delay to Green. Gaston Green to the 34-yard line. On the sidelines, the man that Green replaced, Bobby Humphrey from Alabama, who had rushed for 1,000 yards in each of his first 2 years with Denver, a #1 pick, then held out. Didn't arrive till very late and into the season, into October, and Dan Reeves used him very sparingly. He carried the ball only 11 times for 33 yards, not in uniform today. He's healthy. But just at this point, Reeves said, hadn't played enough. I don't know if I can trust him. He might fumble. I'll stay with the men who got me here.
Well, Gaston Green's having a sensational year.
On 2nd down and 8. Elway on the roll. In trouble. Breaks 2 tackles. Still no one open. Now he throws and finds his receiver at the 47-yard line. It's Shannon Sharp, the younger brother of Sterling, the outstanding receiver of the Green Bay Packers.
I don't know to this day how Elway gets away with this. Look at him. He's going to roll all the way left. The play's designed to be out here. Now he avoids superior athletes. And he's not that fast at this stage of his career. And he can still find somebody and hit them. And my guess is right now, Dick, Elway can hardly break 5 flat in a 40, and yet he can make these great athletes missing. There's an instinct there that's so rare.
That was Bruce Smith and Cornelius Bennett that ran into each other trying to tackle him. The quickie outside to Sewell. He gets to the 50. A short pickup of 4. Shane Conlon beat Odoms on the tackle.
Well, the one thing they can do is get the ball to Sewell for not much, but they might be able to control the ball. Now, there was Conlon, who, by the way, has had a great season. People were really surprised that Shane did not make the Pro Bowl. Although he made it a year ago, this was by far his best season as a linebacker, as a professional.
I guess with Bennett and Talley, his linebacker teammates making it, it was tough to vote for 3 Bills, but Conlon certainly deserving. The clock, 2:30 left in the half. 2nd down and 7.
Sewell again.
And he dives to the 46-yard line, and it was Cornelius Bailey hawking Elway as he threw, and then Bailey downfield. Carlton Bailey making the tackle as we approach the 2-minute timeout. Sewell now with 5 catches, 67 yards. To be admired, as is his 31-inch waist, a 210-pounder, Steve Sewell. The 2-minute timeout. And if you're just joining us at Bridge Stadium in Buffalo, that score will have to stun you a bit. No score. In fact, the only serious opportunities have come when Denver has driven into Buffalo territory. They've missed on that 3 straight field goals by David Treadwell, all makeable from 47, 42, and 37. And they're in Buffalo territory again. A 3rd and 2. Fumble. And Sewell has fallen on it at the 47-yard line, shy of the 1st down.
Now, was the ball snapped to Sewell? It looked as though it was a draw play with a direct snap going to Sewell on the right. Now, he's taken his, that's the tough thing about that kind of football. We had developed that with the 49ers and always had the problem. The ball carrier wants to see the blocking, and meanwhile, here comes the ball toward him from the center. If he takes his eye off it, as Sewell just did, you've got a fumble.
Hit it right in the helmet.
Yeah, he wanted that's tough running inside against Buffalo. And he wanted to see where he would go when he got the ball.
The Broncos taking as much time as they can before the punt by Horan, so the clock is now down to 1:10. And they'll even take the 5-yard delay of game to spend all that time. So Buffalo not using a timeout. Remember, they had to spend one earlier in the half. And so Buffalo with 2 timeouts and 1:08 as they expect this punt from Horan. There's the expert on World War II history, Marv Levy, his idol Winston Churchill. And he has to be a bit back on his heels here at the defense of the opposition. What are they doing to stop this Bills high?
Well, everybody, when I say all the people available are slamming into that line of scrimmage on defense. Both clubs are using the same tactic that should leave wide receivers chances to maneuver down the field. Neither club's been able to get the ball down the field, something that both of them have done very well over the years, especially the Buffalo Bills.
Clifford Hicks deep as Horan will kick from just inside his 40. Beautiful high punt, fair catch Hicks. at the Buffalo 13-yard line with Shannon Sharpe right in his face. A reminder, at the conclusion of today's game, we'll be presenting the Keystone Beer Player of the Game. Well, they're in the spirit in Buffalo, and at halftime we'll have all the crew from NFL Live. Pleased that they're here with us at Rich Stadium to analyze the first half, as Bob is joined by Will Bill and one of the Buffalo Bills heroes, O.J. Simpson. Has O.J. stopped signing autographs yet? I'd just like to have a quarter for everyone he signed this weekend.
He ran out of people at our hotel and went to the next one.
Did he? Just hang around the lobby. It's amazing how you'll be known.
They don't know him by face now. Owen knows that voice, that big, deep voice.
It was inside to Thomas across the 15-yard line. And the clock is running. And apparently Marv Levy with the ball so deep in his own end. Now it's going to be Denver that's going to call the timeout, with 53 seconds left in the half. Buffalo's high-octane attack has gone to regular, very regular, as the Denver defense has stopped them, holding Buffalo to 2 first downs, only 53 yards total in this first half. Thurman Thomas. Is hit by Dennis Smith, the other safety.
Smith, Dick. Did you see that? I mean, that's all Ronnie Lott. Of course, both of them, Ronnie Lott and Dennis, played on the same USC football team. But listen. Oh, that's a hit.
Well, that'll make your
that is a major hit. And according to Wade Phillips, he's gotten more of those this year than ever in his career. Now, that may mean brain damage or something. I don't know. But he's selling out, just selling out into that line of scrimmage. And we spoke of both safeties being the key factors, because when they hit, they stop it.
He's the oldest of the Denver defenders at 32. He had 5 interceptions, his career high this year. He's always forced a lot of fumbles because of hits like that. And I think he's pleased that he's finally playing safety. One of the reasons Dennis Smith, and his eyes are a little watery too after that hit. One of the reasons why Dennis Smith is so highly regarded around the league is he's a safety that has played really a cornerback. He's been asked to do a lot of man coverage on a wide receiver in his career because of his speed.
Yeah, in his early part of his career, yeah, he got banged a little there himself. Woo!
So it is.
But earlier in his career, he was having to play like the third corner. Now he's just a pure safety and is teeing off on people.
On 3rd and 1. Davis hit by Mecklenburg, and Denver spends its 3rd time out. Randy Robbins was in there too, and with 38 seconds left in the half, Denver's going to get the ball again.
Steve Atwater that time, Dick, he came ripping into that thing. Boy, has Wade Phillips done a great job with this defense. Now you'll see Atwater coming from our side of the field, showing up right there, right into the middle of it. Now, when you can add a 210-pound safety to a linebacker or a lineman that's making a stop, now you've really got some, some power.
Well, you said at the very start, Bill, what intrigued you about the game was Thurman Thomas, the yardage leader in the NFL with his receiving and rushing yards, against the 2 safeties of Denver, and Smith and Atwater have answered the ring, haven't they? O.J. Simpson, his right hand is weary, but he's finished signing all autographs the rest of the half, and he's ready to go to work at the intermission. The 38 seconds, and of course enshrined here in the memories and primitively in Buffalo. Bill Lohr. Lohr's punt. Vance Johnson at the 41. And out of bounds at the 46, and a flag is down. They may have run into Moore. It's Lilo Lang.
Well, that'll give him a first down, I think. It's 4th and 4. Oh, gee.
Goodness, he barely touched him.
Oh, gee.
21, the 5-yard penalty.
Now, that wouldn't be called 1 out of 20 times in
first down.
an NFL league game. Why that call was made, we would all wonder. No contact, no intent of injury, no attempt to damage. The punt's away.
So the Bills now with 29 seconds will be able to run out the clock, one would assume. They bring in Metzelars. That's an indication they're going to go to just a give the ball and run. In fact, they have Andre Reed playing a safety position back at the 15. Listen to the fans in Buffalo. Some are disgruntled. They're used to a lot of points and lots to go with in that Kelly-directed offense, but Marv Levy wants them in the locker room to talk over how can we beat this Denver defense. Final seconds of the half. You see Ted Marchibroda in front of Levy, and a potential head coach in another week. He's one of the leading candidates for the Indianapolis Colts.
I'm really surprised, Dick, that they didn't go for the Hail Mary kind of pass down the field. I really am.
So the end of a half. Surprising indeed. High-scoring Buffalo held to a scoreless tie by Denver.